afternoon, and happy Sunday. We are here for another Let's Talk About It. Today, we have some of the best guests today that I could ever find. And I am so excited about today's show. We had a wonderful time at the pre-show, but we have Dr. Johnson, and we also have Dr. Mabrie. I call her a doctor anyway because she is a doctor of hair. And then we have a optometrist here today as well. So we will bring on Dr. Johnson. I am so glad that she took time out of her busy schedule to join us today. So, Dr. Johnson, how are you today?
I am doing well, Monique. Happy Sunday.
Yes, happy Sunday. I am extremely excited that you took time out of your busy schedule to join us to tell us the importance of eye care, tell us about your journey to success, and about that lovely shirt that you have on. Your event is coming.
Yes. So hello, everyone. I am Dr. Essence Johnson, an HBCU made, residency trained community and correctional health optometrist in Dallas, Texas. I am also the Chief Visionary Officer of Black Eye Care Perspective, an organization that was founded by Drs. Adam Ramsey and Daryl Glover to help cultivate and foster lifelong relationships between Black optometrists and the eye care industry. We are currently redefining the color of the eye care industry 1% at a time by creating a pipeline for Black students into our profession of optometry. And yes, as Monique said, my shirt today is my Impact HBCU shirt, because we do believe that if you see it, you can be it. And I don't want to hear anymore that people have never seen a Black optometrist. So us here at Black Eye Care Perspective with our eye care industry partners are creating awareness in our communities. First, to let people know and see doctors of optometry of all ethnicities, of all genders, of all backgrounds, that also practice in very diverse modes. Some of us are in private practice, some of us are in corporate practice, some of us are in community or correctional health, some of us design and create eyewear. So we just want to celebrate that diversity in every sense of the word, while we're also intentionally recruiting, developing, creating more Black doctors into our profession.
Wow, you just said a mouthful. And I know when we talked prior, I always mention, like, I'm 44 years old and I have never had a African American eye doctor. And I know you're like, wow, that's a long time to go, and you've been wearing glasses all your life. So to me, it's like amazing. And then the program that you're having to try to create more awareness for young people that want to go into the field is unheard of. Now, what inspired that?
So it started off with a conversation with me and one of the founders, Dr. Adam Ramsey. And over the last, year or two, we've been seeing a lot of social unrest and injustices. And I mean, we take the bad along with the good. We've also, over these last couple of years, have seen HBCUs, our historically Black colleges and universities, more in the forefront and at top of mind and at the top of people's pockets as well. So when we look around, we often feel, like you said, being a Black doctor now and knowing what I know and representing what I represent, when we're in our communities, kind of like the HBCU experience, it's a microcosm. It's a different type of world. But once you're mixed in with all of the billions of people, we're like needles in a haystack. So we definitely wanted to up just the visibility and be good ambassadors of our profession and get more people to know and understand the profession of optometry, but also see Black optometrists. And then when we look at the numbers, the reality is, less than 3%, we use that number a lot, less than 3% of doctors of optometry identify as Black or African American. And that's, less than 3% of them enroll into the programs. And then even fewer than that, closer to 1.8%, are actually practicing. So I say time, that's good to be less than 2% is milk, not the number of doctors in optometry. And if you live in these major cities, the reality is there are more people that go through the airport on a daily basis than there are optometrists, and definitely than they are Black optometrists. So we wanted to do something to help affect change in that area. When we look at it at first, we were like, maybe not a lot of people are getting accepted. But the reality is there's just not that many Black and brown students applying into optometry programs. So we wanted to be intentional on our impact and with our recruitment. And we know that at HBCUs, about 40% of doctors that identify as Black or African American, they are products of an HBCU. Me, myself, I'm a proud Panther, productive product of Prairie View A&M University, which is kind of a tongue twister tonight. And I have chosen the field of optometry because of the experiences that I had that led me here. It wasn't always automatic. But it was that ability of going to a career fair and being exposed to my first Black optometrist, who happened to be a female, that got me thinking. I had a friend whose father is our hometown optometrist, and it still never got me thinking like, maybe I should practice optometry. But many of us share those stories. It was that moment when we saw a doctor that looked like us that allowed us to also see the profession and believe that we too could, enter into this career field. So with that conversation with Dr. Ramsey, we wanted to do something where we can help increase our visibility, recruit more students, but then also from that, we also created our Black Eye Care Perspective Pre-Optometry Club, which is the first virtual pre-optometry club recognized by the associations of the schools and colleges of optometry, to help students and ensure that no one is left disadvantaged or discouraged. So as we are recruiting these students and we're on your campus, you may feel like that needle in a haystack, whether it's an ethnicity or a needle in a haystack in regards to the profession that you want to pursue. We wanted to build an online community for aspiring future optometrists anywhere to come together on the 13th of every month, where, of course, we come together and we kiki, but we also focus on developing those personal, those professional, those psychological. We were talking about mental health in our pre-show, how important it is for you to be psychologically strong as well as personally and professionally strong. And we do all of that in our monthly meetings in the Pre-Optometry Club.
Oh, wow. Well, you you definitely had a person that said, yes, 100% facts. I believe that was Kristen Jasper. She lives in Houston. She's also from New Orleans, and so she can relate. Yes. I am. Also, did you tell us how we can log on for the Impact HBCU? Because I feel that is a really important event. And I know we will share the links in the chat if you're watching the replay, or if you just watching currently and you want to register for that. Is that open to everybody?
If registration is open to everyone. You'll see there's a general admission and a student admission, but you can go to www.blackeyecareperspective.com, click on our initiatives tab, and go to our Impact HBCU initiative. On that page, you'll be able to watch last year's stream of our event. And then you can also register for this year's, which is going to happen on Tuesday, October 12th at 7:30 p.m. During that event, we're going to highlight our industry partners, but we're also going to have a panel discussion with two Black optometrists, one that infuses eye care with her self-care and fitness and wellness, and another who infuses technology with optometry. So I am very excited to have them as a guest. And we also always highlight one school or college of optometry. And this year it's going to be my alma mater, the Pennsylvania College of Optometry at Salus University, which is located in Elkins Park, Pennsylvania, which is outside of Philadelphia. So I am super excited to host that on this next Tuesday. But yes, everyone can go to the website, follow Black Eye Care Perspective, or our pre-optometry club goes by the shortened version of BEPPOC on social media. But I know it's also on your page as well, with the gorgeous flyer of me repping my HBCU and optometry, that you guys can all register too. And I see Kristen over here. Yes, Kristen, I would love to connect you with Clubs for Opticians. I just came back from an amazing conference in our industry known as Vision Expo. The Vision Council, they have a great scholarship program, the Open Your Eyes Scholarship, to help opticians, to help get more Black students into opticianry. So yes, we are touching it from all forms in our industry: opticians, optometry, ophthalmology, recruiting just more professionals. If you're interested in like graphic design or tech, we need all of those in our eye care companies as well. And that goes into our 13% promise, which is a call for equity and increase of Black representation in our eye care companies and our optometry boards, as well as our schools and colleges of optometry. So yes, Kristen, I would love to connect with you on that.
Yes. Actually, Kristen has two scholars that are currently in our program that we had spoke about the other day. I was like, hey, I got some kids. They 4.0ers.
Yes.
So yes, her child, I think, is definitely one of those that will benefit from the program, as well as some of our others. Like I told you, my kids are signed up because I threatened them, but you know.
Yes, please sign up. And then also, we are offering shirts to the first students that register, but the shirt is also available for purchase too through our vendor. So that information is on our website.
Oh, I'm there for it because I like it. I like shirts. But anyway, so I am asking you, please stick around backstage. We'll bring you back out later after we interview the next guest. But I am so excited that you are here. I've learned a lot. And when you come back, we just have a surprise for our guests because you did it for us. I was like, ooh, that fashion show, we got to hit.
Yes.
That was love. So if you are catching this late, we have Dr. Essence Johnson, and our next guest will be Dr. Mabrie. So right after this, we will definitely come back with Dr. Mabrie and Dr. Johnson. Please stick around. Get ready for that fashion show. We can't wait.
Thank you.
When times get dark, we can't see the help that's all around us. Let 211 be your guiding light for help with food, healthcare, and other resources.
211, how can I help you?
Call 211 or visit 211.org. 211, get connected, get help.
Shout out to the innovators, the makers, the doers, the hustlers looking to grow their business, skills, and career. Facebook Elevate is a program and community that provides free digital marketing courses, potential job opportunities, and one-on-one coaching from Facebook experts. Build your online presence, kickstart your career, or become a creator, because your kinds of dreams transform blocks, cities, the world. Click to learn more. Facebook Elevate, on the rise, together.
You know, a lot of people say when you're going somewhere, you don't want to look back. But I beg to differ. For her to see her father celebrate his graduation, it's the best feeling in the world. I can't lie and say it was easy. But sometimes you just have to stop everything and take it in. I looked at everything in a different light. I realized it started with me going back and getting my high school diploma.
If I could go back and change it all, I would. I think I'm gonna miss you the most. Sorry. So sorry. I'm so sorry. Maybe it's just a little moment. If I could go back and change it all, if I could go back, I would. But I can't.
Oh, welcome back. I've got Caught in a Trance. I really, really enjoyed our last guest, and she will be back with us for this special fashion show on her frames. I like fell in love when we were backstage earlier. So we are about to be in for a treat. We are about to be greeted with the queen of natural hair care, Dr. Mabrie.
Hello, 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 you all. Thank you so much for having me at HBCU. About it. And thank you for all my new titles. I'm not the doctor. My daughter's the doctor.
I know. I thought you were a doctor. Your amazing work with hair. I know she's a doctor, but you know.
I'm just that lady that's been messing with hair, natural hair for the past 40 years. That's all.
That's an accomplishment. So we have you here on Let's Talk About It to tell us about your journey to success. I love, love, love. Every time I come into your studio, your hair studio, I love the background. I love the piece that I feel. I also love that you have different hair picks. I was like, that is so unique.
Yes. There's a book that a lot of you guys don't know about. It's called 400 Years Without a Comb. And it was written by a fellow by the name of Willie Morrow. That's the guy who did the California Curl back in the 80s. Yeah, he's also the fella who did the first Afro pick and put it, for sale here in the United States. And he also the African-American barber who basically, consulted the military on how to shave African-American men hair. So I learned so much from him with the combs. When I saw that book, it is growing and I love it. So when I travel, if I don't find a comb, I don't buy nothing.
Love it. So you like buy picks and combs from around that's your collection.
Yeah, there's from all the different tribes from all over. Some of them I have the same, but they all are hand done, so they're all a little bit differently. So yeah,
I love it. See, I didn't know. I told you teach me something new every time I talk to you.
Oh yeah, but really, really, you all look for that book, 400 Years Without a Comb. It's enlightening. It really talks about the passage of us being from the beginning, being kidnapped and brought over here, and how we had to survive without a comb, and all the different changes we do throughout the years and generations. Of how we had to deal with our hair and how we was brainwashed to think that our hair was bad. And really and truly, African hair is the most versatile hair in the world. I mean, where can you come in? I can straighten you out and put some curls in it. The next day you can go into a fro. The next day I can cornroll you up. I mean, I have tried to do that one time just to see if it can be done. Like every day you're going to have a different African-American hairstyle.
I love it. I love it.
The African-American hairstyles, people, there is an act that's going on. It's called the Crown Act. And it's a law that's been passed in, I think, 13 states. We have a few more states to go. And it's just basically saying we can no longer be discriminated against our hairstyles. Don't get me wrong. Don't be going to work looking out crazy, okay? We said we want to be comb-free, but some of y'all need a comb. But anyway, yeah, so really and truly, it's just like I said at crownact.com. Please go in and register for your state or a nearby state. The state of Texas will be coming up for legislation 2223. I am praying that we get enough of signatures where they just pass it through. And unfortunately, the majority of the people who are giving us a hard time about our nappy hair is us.
Mm-hmm.
It's us, yeah. So that's how we got braiding to pass by, because we realized if we made the braids small, the smaller we made them, the more we can curl it, the more it looked like European hair. And that's how I was able to pass by. Yeah. So now we're doing the same thing with locks. You know what I mean? There's a difference between a lock and a dread. A dread is something that you do absolutely nothing to your hair. You do absolutely nothing. You can't shampoo your hair. You can't separate it and say you're dreading because you're not dreading. You're locking. So make sure you understand there's a difference between the two. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So 40 years going strong. The past 4 or 5 years, you guys remember when Mike got killed in Aliala and she was talking to the community. And one thing she said that hit home a couple of days later was she says, Some of our generations had dropped the ball. We stopped teaching our
Mm.
children how to do certain things. And then that's when I'm realizing I am 56 years old. I'm not going to say I'm going to retire. I'm never going to retire. I'm an artist. I love doing what I do. But I have to train up these young women to be a little bit more professional and let them know that they are in a career position. Anytime you make over $30,000-$40,000 a year, you're in a career position, you need to pay your taxes.
True.
So we need to get them to understand, yes, those desires you have to buy a new house, to buy a new car, you can do it with your hands. 1 year I put in over $80,000. I didn't have a life. I did not have a life, but within that year, I was able to buy my mom her first brand new car, and that made me so proud. I got myself a little hoopty and had money to put down on the house. So I had nothing else to do but to work. So all I'm trying to say is that let me back up. 85% of African American women know how to braid hair. They know how to twist hair. They know how to press hair. But only 15% are actually braiders. Can I say that again? 85% of African American women know how to twist, braid, something to the hair. But to do a braider, you do that day in and day out, and it doesn't bother you.
Wow.
And there's a correct way that you can do it day in and day out, and it doesn't wear your body down. You have sisters with carpal tunnel. You don't braid hair like this. You braid hair with your fingers. So when I'm working with my students, I teach them these certain things that they need to know, what you can do to do long-term braiding without wearing your body down.
Wow.
So I have formed an organization, San Antonio Natural Hair Society, and the goal with San Antonio Natural Hair Society is to pull in as many braiders and lock technicians, train them up professionally, let them know their rights, sanitation, bacteriology, professionalism. The more you professional people, the more money you make.
That's true. There's so much wisdom and passion in what when you talk about. That's why I just love to sit around and listen to you drop knowledge about hair. I remember talking to you and you was like, you don't know how to wash your braids? I was like, no. And you gave me that pamphlet. I was like, okay.
Oh, yes, absolutely. And people used to flip out because I don't shampoo hair. Well, years ago, we couldn't shampoo hair because we didn't have a cosmetology license. And then we have a sister down in Dallas. Thank God they got her. They harassed that sister. Her name is Isis. They harassed poor Isis. They arrested her. But you know what? God is good because through her, she found some people that was able to help her lobby. And because of that, the state of Texas is free from having licensing, which means, braiders, if you want to, you can just get your little permit and go downtown and braid hair on the street corner. You can braid hair in anybody's barbershop. You can braid hair in anybody's salon. We don't need to have a specialty license. They finally realized they don't understand what it is that we do.
Wow.
When they was trying to make us go to school for 1,500 hours, that's when I stepped in, because by then ISIS was fed up with them, which I understand. Why should I teach you anything when you dogging me out? So I stepped in and I fought for license for 150 hours. But even then, they didn't know what to do with us.
That's true.
They didn't know what to do with this. I told them, I said, when you go to that beauty school, learn how to cut hair and learn how to color. Don't braid. You ain't got to braid up in there. Go learn how to do something you don't know how to do. Practice on them. Mess up their head.
Oh my God.
Yes, but I just want I want people to recognize what I do as an industry. It's sad that when I went to go buy a car, they didn't understand when I said I was a braiding artist. When I went to purchase my home, I went to like 5 lenders because they didn't understand what it was. My credit's good. I got money in the bank. I prove I make money. But because I'm such a new industry, they didn't want to take a chance on me. And it shouldn't be that way. Now, if I go back and say I'm a hairstylist, they want to offer you a Coca-Cola. Oh, have a seat. But I like saying I'm a braider because I am a braider. I'm not a hairstylist. I went through cosmetology school to learn why Black women hair wouldn't grow.
Wow.
And that's all I studied was trigonometry. But then I realized our hair grow. We just break it out. That's
Wow.
well, when I wear braids, my hair grow. No, you're not breaking it out so you can see your new growth.
Mm.
You know, just a little bit of care to it, a little bit of moisturizer, a little bit of shampoo.
Let me tell you, I have your pamphlet. I'm telling you, it helped me.
Yes, and it's technical. It's a science, even down to taking down your braids.
I told you I had.
And remember, guys, when I mentioned earlier, I am an artist. You know what I mean? I GED'd out of school because I was a good kid and I did just enough to get by. I did not like school. So there's a lot of people that are just like me because we just don't fit into the normal 9 to 5 situation. And then I have a lot of sisters like my daughter, Keisha and Mabrie, who braided her way through college.
Hey, it's a hustle. Find a need, feel it.
How come we go into these agent shops? They got their kids doing pedicures. Oh, I'm studying to be a rocket scientist, but right now I got to scrub your feet. All right, baby, go ahead. You got to go.
Wow.
You have a go. Yeah, so I am having my second annual meeting. San Antonio Natural Hair Society is having the second meeting October 18th. It's going to be Tri-Point YMCA. That's 281 in St. Mary's. You can go on my website, number one, sanhs.com. You can register there. The class this year, I'm having Tony Brent, which is an accountant. She's been an accounting African-American woman just as long as I've been braiding. And she's going to give us some pointers on what we need to do to make sure how to deal with RS, how to, do our paperwork correctly so we don't have any problems in the future. Because believe me, they will get you. And one day you will need to buy a house. FYI, I'm predicting, I live long enough to say, I would say by 2023, 24, everything's going to crash. When it crashes, ladies, have your credit report ready and have you some money in the bank because these houses going to drop. And when they drop, be ready to grab one. That's how I got this one. That's how I thank you, God, for Ronald Reagan.
Thank you for messing it up. Now, but really, I really appreciate you taking time to tell us a little bit more about natural hair and telling us about all the wonderful things that you are doing. I love that you're an advocate for natural hair. I love that, like, and you're not afraid to stand up and speak about it either.
Girl, no, this is all. Remember a long time. Well, you guys are so young, but in the movie, Officer and the Gentleman, and there was a scene where the little white guy was fighting the black sergeant. And the black sergeant said, "Why don't you just leave? Why don't you just go?" And he's like, "I have no place to go." Well, that was me raising my child. Wow. I had to make money legally. There's nothing else I can do. Mm-hmm. I knew I wasn't smart enough. People say, "Well, why don't you be a nurse?" Well, hell, if I can be a nurse, I can be a doctor. If my brain can comprehend that, why would I settle for being a nurse? Mm-hmm. I'm just saying, Mo. I mean,
yeah, you didn't settle, and truly, like you said, the gap between the younger and the older, our elders or our seasoned adults, is that we as young people don't want to take the time to get the wisdom. And I remember last time I was over there, you was like, "Your appointment ain't gonna take place," but I was like, "I'm gonna learn something while I'm sitting here today."
I learned something from you. That's why I'm on this show. I was so impressed with you. I've been, I guess being around my daughter who is, doctoral student and stuff, I am surrounded by so many young women that are coming up smart and intelligent. And, I was like, wow, y'all don't mess with me because I got some sisters that know how to write.
Yes. I'll put you a letter and slap your letterhead on it.
Hey, thank you very much. Hook up your hair, girl. I tell you what conditioner you need. That's the wrong grease for you. I just want to say there's a big difference between a braiding artist and a cosmetologist. A cosmetologist is hair, chemicals, and science. A braiding artist is hair and art and home remedies.
Okay. you taught me something else, and I always thought
There's the difference because I'm getting a lot of cosmetology women coming to me. I know how to braid. I know, no, you're a black woman, know how to braid. You're not a braider. Until you sit on that hair for 15 hours straight, then I can say, okay, you're a braider. You braid for 2 hours, my fingers hurt. You're not a braider. You know how to braid.
they last longer than I would. I probably pass out after the first minute, but I love I love wearing them though. But Doc, we gonna take a little break, and then we're gonna bring back Dr. Johnson and yourself, and we're gonna do some Q&A. But Dr. Johnson out.
Yeah, I love her, man. I got a new friend. She's gonna hook me up with glasses.
Yes, he's gonna do a frame fashion show for us when we come back after these quick messages.
When times get dark, we can't see the help that's all around us. Let 211 be your guiding light for help with food, healthcare, and other resources.
211, how can I help you?
Call 211 or visit 211.org. 211, get connected, get help.
Shout out to the
Are you interested in attending an historically black college or university? Hello, my name is Robert Mason. I'm president and founder of the Common Black College application. Our application allows students to apply to over 50 historically black colleges and universities at the same time for only $20. HBCU graduates have been some of the most renowned individuals in their respective fields since the late 1800s. In addition to that, our faculty and staff are truly committed to your success, and they have a vested interest in seeing that you do well. That, coupled with the academic rigor and the fact that you will establish lifelong relationships, are just some of the many benefits of your attending an historically black college or university. So if you're interested in completing the Common Black College app, visit our website at commonblackcollegeapp.com to apply now. Thank you, and get educated.
The thing that drives me every day as a dad is him. Every day he's hungry for something. And there's this huge responsibility in making sure that he's a good person. I think the advice I would give is you don't need to know all the answers. It's okay to make mistakes. As long as it's coming from love, then it kind of starts to work itself out.
And welcome back. We have had an amazing show today, filled with a wealth of knowledge from our Dr. Johnson and our Dr. Mabrie. I know she doesn't want to be called that, but I'm going to call her that anyway. So we are going to bring both of the ladies back. Dr. Johnson is, she's about to give us a fashion show that is so unique, and I might have to put myself on mute because I done fell in love with like each of the things that she's about to bring to you. But it's so, are you ready, Dr. Johnson?
You're putting me on the spot. This was not part of the script.
I'm so sorry, but I was sitting here texting my friends. I'm like, look, y'all gotta watch this. I'm about to go on her site because they always tell me I need a makeover. And I'm so here for it. So you just inspired me to step out on something new, because in November, I'm going to have some new hairdo, and then I'm going to have some new frames to match.
Well, maybe we can drive down and get a consultation and get a couple of pairs of frames, because I'm excited. I'm serious. And I had to hook you up with Sierra because she's contagious. She makes you feel so beautiful. Like, oh, okay, girl, yeah.
Oh, Lord. See, I'm cutting up already. Are you ready, Dr. Johnson?
And then we be like, we need headshots.
Right. So Dr. Johnson is going to give us a fashion show of frames. And what's so unique about these frames, this is a African American owned and operated company. I hope I'm right in saying this. But she gave me the thumbs up. Yes. So I'm like all in. I've never really stepped out and got no sexy specs. So watching her fashion show has motivated me.
Oh, I love that you use that term sexy. Definitely. We want some spec appeal. We like to make optometry sexy. And I will tell you, one of the things that I love about my profession as a professional, but even what I love as a consumer, as a patient, eye doctors need a doctor themselves, is the fashion component of optometry. We have that functional component, so we need everyone to get their eyes examined. Even if you think that your vision is perfect, there still can be things that are happening in the back of the eyes. I shared, and this is very fitting for October, which is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, one of my most memorable cases as an optometrist is having a person show up at that 5 o'clock spot on Friday. And this particular Friday happened to be my birthday, February 22nd. And I'm the only doctor in the office and a newer in practice doctor. This happened early into my career, right out of school, right out of residency. A patient comes in and was like, Dr. Johnson, I am not seeing well. I dilated her eyes, which is very important in your eye examination process. It's not only about checking your vision to see, but we need to put those drops inside of the eyes or take those photos of the back of the eye so that we can know what is going on. There is a lot of things that you don't feel when it comes to the eyes, and some of those biggest conditions are glaucoma. It is diabetes, it is hypertension. But in this patient's particular case, she had breast cancer that has metastasized into the eye. And it was the eye exam that I performed as her eye doctor that diagnosed and caught her cancer coming back. So that is a case that always sticks to me. She lived for a few more years after I made that detection and that diagnosis. We were able to prolong her life and get her timely care, restart her treatment for cancer. But breast cancer is one of those main conditions that can occur in the eyes. Lung cancer is another big cancer, but there are a lot of things that manifest in the eyes. So being an optometrist, we have that function piece, medically, keeping your eyes healthy, prescribing. But my other favorite part of being an optometrist and being a person who wears glasses now, where you may have gotten made fun of, now you're getting stand out and put on the spot to display your frame collection in front of everyone, is that fashion component. And the part that I love the best is I am on a personal mission to help support those Black-owned companies, those minority-owned companies. I was sharing with them when we were doing our little pre-show that I fell in love with the frame I'm wearing today. Taylor is her name. I fell in love with her when I met her at Essence Festival. Of all places, not even anything in the industry. At Essence Festival, Cynthia Bailey was launching her eyewear line there, and I had the opportunity of meeting Cynthia Bailey, purchasing the eyewear, then later learning the brains behind that being Eye Candy Creations. And from there, my love affair with them has started. And since then, I had the opportunity to interview them in our inclusivity and eyewear fashion, where they were launching their FUBU brand frame. So as I tell the story, I'll shift and go. So we went from Taylor from Eye Candy Creations on the Cynthia Bailey line to they have their FUBU frame collection, where I got to interview Damon John and all of the founders of FUBU, as well as those associated with Eye Candy Creations. And they're getting other licensings, but this is the FUBU collection that we're wearing here. Yeah, I know. This one I love. This one is an East Hampton. It's blue. It also comes in black. I love the gold accents. And then from there, it kind of opened a Pandora's box of, hitting all of those Black-owned companies. So being a member of Sigma Gamma Rho Sorority Incorporated, I'm always looking for my something blue or my something gold. So I fell in love with the Chicago Ave Savant and Scholar blue frame. It is like the perfect royal blue.
Love it.
So this was my something blue. Then my dear friend who will join me next week, she launched a line, and Woolly Eye Care, and that is her middle name. It means joy. So she also came out with a very nice blue frame that I love to have a part of my collection. And then my new favorite frame, I just got at Vision Expo last week from the ladies of Von Tell, who are also HBCU graduates representing the Morgan State University. And this is their Cleopatra in yellow, a little pink for breast cancer, a little blue and a little gold for Sigma Gamma Rho. I absolutely fell in love with this frame. But what I love about all of these brands is that they're taking in our minority features into account. So they want to make sure that the frame is wide enough. They want to make sure that the bridge is doing the right thing on our nose, so we're not getting inverted nose jobs or things sliding down. They want to make sure that it's comfortable behind the ears. All of these things, these companies take that into consideration, because some things we do not know what we don't know. We do not know that you shouldn't have those nose pad lines digging into your nose. We do not know that you shouldn't be getting headaches when it's squeezing too wide there, or being forced, to get frames in other departments or areas of the optical. That there are companies that are making frames for minority faces, specifically for Black and African American features, making frames that aren't boring. I know the same way we want to drop bags on designer purses and designer shoes, we want the variety. That is how I personally feel about my eyewear collection. The same way you may want a Louis bag or some Louboutins, go and get you a pair of Von Tells or Savant and Scholars or Eye Candy Creations, and Woolly. All of those that support our Black business owners out there, support those that are taking us into mind as far as facial features and as far as prints and colors and adornments that you are going to be proud to wear. I know Davette has shared, she says when she walks in, she wants to be wearing art. And truly, with eyewear design, it is a work of art. I just love how optometry kind of touches all of those areas of STEM or STEAM, the science, the technology, that engineering, the mathematics, but even the arts. And when you purchase your frame, you should want to be proud. You should want to wear them and know, just like shoes, you need more than one pair. So when you see something, you're like, ooh, I need two. I am all for, I buy my glasses 2 at a time, sometimes 3 or 4 at a time. And I'm excited for my haul from Vision Expo to see what is coming in my mailbox. But yes, you guys, when we talk about diversity, we are talking about not only getting more Black students into the career field, we're talking about the way that we practice, how we're providing care, where we're providing care, but also being inclusive in our eyewear considerations. So definitely step out on a ledge. Don't be afraid of a little bit of color, a little bit of pow, a little bit of zhuzh. You can get wild and crazy with your eyewear. Let it definitely reflect your personality, just like we do with our hairstyles. Same thing with the eye care, eyewear. As often as you change your clothes or your hair, I'm changing my frames.
Well, I just learned something today because my daughter, she has several different frames. And then I was like, okay, but I'm afraid to order them online because I don't know how they're going to fit. Like these right here have a tendency of doing this, and I find myself doing this, and it's like, you're right, they slide. So I'm excited.
The great part is, especially in the cities and things all around, there are many doctors, especially Black doctors, that are carrying these frames. A lot of times on their website, they'll even let you know, who are the eye care professionals near you. But you can definitely be confident that when you order from any of these brands online, that you're getting quality eyewear that is going to fit well and that you will absolutely love.
And that will last.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, I have truly, truly enjoyed our hour. Time flies when you're having fun, first off.
Yes.
But as a final push, I know both of you all have some exciting events that are happening. As a final push, before we end today, would you like to reshare and reiterate the importance of the events that you both are having? I know Miss Dr. Mabrie, I know she don't like me calling her that, but she has a hair society that is really important, and she also is advocating for a very important law. And Dr. Johnson has, I can't wait to get my shirt. That shirt is so cute. But Dr. Johnson is pushing for the Black eye care. So, in advocating to increase the numbers of minorities to step out in that field. So, in either order, this a final push to like, look, this is what we need you all to do.
Okay. Hey, I'm Davette. That's all of the braiders, lock technicians. If you even thinking about that, maybe this is something you want to do. Second annual meeting, October 18th at the Tri-Point. Tri-Point 281 in St. Mary's at the YMCA, or you can get tickets at San Antonio Natural Hair Society.com. Number one, SHANHS.com. I would love to listen if you all have someone in your circle that you know is not doing well, and that this is an opportunity that can make an unlimited income. So please refer your friends, church folks, neighbors, whoever. If you see somebody braiding hair for fun, just tell them to come in my direction. I might be able to help them. That's what I'm here for. You braiders and lock technicians, you don't be afraid. Call me. That's what I'm here for. Because when I'm gone, it's over. So I'm willing to give you 40 years of experience. I can compound it down in 8 hours. If you can, let's do this. Let's make San Antonio Natural One Hair Care City for the state of Texas. No problem with the ones in Dallas and the ones in Houston, but San Antonio, USA International. Thank you.
Loved it.
Just your turn.
No, thank you. I am extending an invitation for everyone, families, communities, especially students, to register for our second annual Black Eye Care Perspective Impact HBCU event. If you see it, you can be it. It will be on Tuesday, October 12th at 7:30 p.m. It is virtual, and our shirts are up for purchase as well. You can go to www.blackeyecareperspective.com to register for that event on Tuesday, free, virtual for everybody. I want no one in this world to say that they have never seen a Black doctor. So log in, tune in, stream it, play it next Tuesday.
Awesome. So
can I just say this real quick?
Yes, ma'am.
Listen, we're a growing city. We're going to have another 2 million people down here. You might want to transfer your practice to San Antonio. You know, our house is a little bit cheaper than Dallas. I'm just saying.
You're not lying.
I'm just saying.
Oh my goodness. I have truly enjoyed this hour today speaking to some wonderful women, a doctor of hair, doctor of eyes, which I truly can benefit from because I get frustrated because even the glasses I have on today, I have to keep going like this. But she has inspired me to step out there and change. So I'm going to order me some sexy wigs.
Yes.
Thank you for tuning in today. We will be back on Wednesday with, oh goodness, y'all done inspired me so much. I can't even remember what we're doing Wednesday. Thank you. HBCU alum, HBCU house party. We will have Tougaloo, and like now the glare from here is getting me, and Morris College. So on Wednesday, those are the schools that we are sowing seeds into for this week. And don't forget, please like, share. If you have questions, I will filter it in so that our guests can get them. And you may not know because the newsletter is not out yet, but we have partnered with Black Eye. I don't know. Mix your name up. We have partnered with Dr. Johnson's. I got so excited. I can't even get my words out. We have partnered with Dr. Johnson's organization, so they will be appearing in our newsletters. Any correspondence that they may have, we will like, share, and do whatever. And so I'm extremely excited about that because we need to put success in front of our kids that look like them. So thank you for tuning in, and we shall see you on Wednesday with HBCU House Party with Morris College and Tougaloo.